This video is one in a series of Dr. Myles Munroe's powerful sermons on personal success. The video discusses certain principles that surround success and how you can use them correctly. In this sermon, you will notice two things. Dr. Myles Munroe talks about laws and rules. By laws and rules he refers to guidelines and principles which we have to follow in order to achieve anything we wish to achieve. Notice that every illustration used in the sermon is to elucidate on how you can become more successful in life. The preacher opens the sermon stressing on two things: success and influence. To him, these two concepts are intertwined and cannot be separated. He says the following: LeBron James, one of the top basketball players in the world today, was simply a young man from a high school, but his success in sports makes him celebrated. The word celebrity comes from the word celebrate, which means someone whom majority of the people celebrate, and therefore they consider them to be people of influence. His success as a basketball professional on the court gives him influence in so many areas. If you have a basketball team and you are losing, you want to find a player who will solve your problem. Success begins with separating yourselves from the crowd. What manner of person are you? Jesus was successful and influential. No wonder some disciples were willing to drop their nets, shut down their fishing companies and join him because he became more successful in an area of life. He was influential. Influence is the capacity to cause other people to listen to you or to follow you. So the reason why we focus on success is that success brings influence. You will never have influence until you are successful. The two are connected. Dr. Myles Munroe also talks about laws and rules, and says laws and rules can determine your success. He states this: there's a difference between a law and a rule. And some rules can actually stop you from being successful. Anyone who wants to be successful must break the rules. Your failure in life, or your lack of success in life, is related to the fact that you obey the rules. So don't confuse laws with rules. The preacher further outlines certain principles which he says he has used in his life which has made him successful. He states, I want to talk about keys of success that I have used in my own life. And these keys are laws. They are universal, and they can work anywhere in the world. These keys have no respect for your ethnic background or pigmentation. They have no respect for your family upbringing or your culture. Because laws are universal, they work for anyone. Again, let's talk about success. Success is predictable. So is failure. The reason why success and failure are predictable is that everything was designed to function by laws, and laws make things predictable. Laws make life predictable. So when you follow the laws, your success can be predicted. Dr. Myles Munroe says the reason why everything has laws attached to it is that God created everything to succeed. And that success is related to God's reputation. And God wants to protect his reputation through his creation. He further says God's creation is supposed to work, whether it's a bird flying or fish swimming. Everything has to work by laws. That means you were designed by God, which means that God has to create some laws by which you can succeed. That makes his reputation successful. In other words, success is good for God. If you want to be successful in life, don't try or make an effort to be successful. People are failures because they try to be successful. Successful people didn't try to be successful. They simply followed some laws. In other words, success is a result of obedience to laws. Success is a byproduct of an activity that you are involved in. LeBron James had no desire to be successful. He only aimed at becoming the best player. That's all. So he followed some laws. In an interview after a major victory, they asked him a question. They said, "How did you do it?" He said, "We had a few days off, and instead of resting, we trained. We spend all the time on the gym shooting." He was following one of the laws: hard work. What this means is that success is not something he desired to pursue, but rather he was more concerned about working. Myles Munroe further states that success is measured by what you've done compared to what you were supposed to do. What this means is that success is the fulfillment of the original purpose for which you were created. Here is what Dr. Myles Munroe says. Success is measured by why God created you, not what you've done. Success in your life is not measured by what you've done, but by why God created you compared to what you've done. In other words, everyone can look at you to be successful, but God does not look at you to be. Because you didn't do what he purposed for your life. Success is simply a fulfillment and completion of our original purpose. For example, the purpose for an exam is for me to get 100%. I get 48 and I am the highest in class. So according to God, even though I got the highest score, everybody failed, including me, because the issue is not my comparison to the others who got less than me, but my comparison to what I was supposed to have gotten. The premise for the class was 100%. So success in your life is, first, discovering why did God create you? What was the assignment? The purpose for your existence? Why did you come into the world? And this is really the key to measuring your success in life. That's why God measures success this way. Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11 says, I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a future. God has a future. A mock-up ahead of you that is supposed to be what you reach. If you don't make it to the future that God had done for you, no matter how many people celebrated you, you are a failure. The preacher explains further that life is not really just about working hard. He says it's about working skillfully and smartly. And that the only way to work smartly is to have knowledge of the law. He further states, skill has to do with knowing the laws. A skill of a mechanic can fix your car in 1 hour. You can sit by your car and be angry for 2 days, but that doesn't get it fixed. But the mechanic has the skills to bring back your car to its proper state. Why do we call these keys to success? Jesus Christ said these words concerning living in his kingdom. Matthew 19. Verse 19 says, I will give you the keys. Whatever you lock upon earth will be locked up in heaven. He explains further. I'm going to give you some laws, keys, or laws, principles. He said, these principles, you can stop things from happening or you can stop things that happen, and they will be in obedience to you. Success is not up to God, it is up to you. If you don't know the keys, God can't help you. If you know the keys, God will help you. Why? Because God is a God of laws. He responds to laws.